cell meeting. And it's something I used to tell my leaders back when I was pastoring in Ghana. I used to tell them that, yes, your commitment in still showing up for your cell meeting is nice, it's good. But if you have a cell meeting where your members don't show up, or even your target of what you had determined to have that day was not the case, you go and win. Either after the meeting, even if or if it's just you say this is now a soul winning meeting. You go out and you win souls. That's why I said it's something that you are strategic. You have a goal that's always, you are almost like you're always scheming. You need to achieve the thing you want to achieve at the end of the day. You are never just relaxed. Or at least I had some meeting. At least I wrote I filled my register and I've submitted it. No, it's not enough. In fact, if I was a cell leader and I had to write attendance one, that one was me. I'll be writing it to sit here masses. I'll be crying because I'll be like, no, this can't be. So your strategy always is that the vision and the goal for that cell is always achieved, which means you must always set a goal for your cell meetings. Your cell meetings must always should not be open-ended. You should always have a goal, a vision. A leader is consumed with vision. And when you are consumed with vision, you communicate the vision always. You have members that are full of vision and are running with your vision. So you must be full of vision. You must always have what it is you want to achieve. Without vision, people end up having no compass, no direction. Even the people coming to you, they don't have any direction where they're going. I think every one of us here, we can all agree that a highly esteemed senior pastor is a visionary. He has a vision.
Yes, ma'am.
And we all agree to
Yes, ma'am.
Pastor isn't just, service after service. Everything, he's a strategist. You can see it. This camp we just had, you think the pastor did not have a strategy for it. He has strategy. Whatever it is you came to there, your pastor has a strategy. He has what it is he wants to achieve with everything that he's doing. If to these 100 days, he has something that he has what he wants to achieve. And it is moving him. It's what is making him do this and that and that. So you must be a visionary and a strategist. So I'm going to end it today because of the time. I'll continue on Thursday, but in the what of your leadership today, I just wanted to emphasize. Today I wanted it to be interactive. I wanted to get a sense of what you know, what you have, so that I can also I can tailor that into my notes. But I hope you've received something already. So, is there any question before we close on what we've shared so far? Can we get a mic, please?
Praise the Lord. Thank you so much, Pastor Nam, for this session so far. Pastor, you did mention about the cell regarding the strategist, and you also did mention that we should have an area of concentration when it comes to cell leadership. I have been in the north where I worked for 9 years. Then I also had a cell that I ran. So, based on what you just said, I just wanted to have a clearer picture. Because the settings are not the same. For example, Abuja here, for example, there are major locations in Abuja is like an estate settings. And then when you leave Abuja to so many cities, you find that is an open community setting. There is no enclosed gate or something like that. So, and that gave me an opportunity to, have a wider reach of people. Just like what you said, I understood it as a catchment, right? Okay, so I have a wider reach of where I focus on. It's not basically in this, maybe in 2 streets or maybe in this kind of location. So and that also gave me a kind of responsibility because my cell was growing, and then at a point, due to different times, how I work, how I do my work. Sometimes I'm off, sometimes I'm on, and all that. So depending on the location I am. So it gave me an opportunity to also build up other locations. So at the end of the day, I had like 2 places where I run cell, just like we have 2 services. So probably, let's say for example, on Friday, I hold a cell with a different set of people in this community, and then on another day, I hold another second cell meeting on a different location. So I just wanted to, have a clearer understanding based on what you have shared so far on having, a catchment and all that. If it's still okay to also, have that, I have different understanding of how other cities run, I've been to different cities. So I just want to understand how we can manage that as well.
Thank you. So, what you have just explained doesn't actually, is actually in line with what I said. You just have more than one catchment. What I was saying was, there are many people that start cells. They don't even do what they're doing. Like, I have this location, I have this community, or this estate, wherever it is I want to start. They just go on soul winning, wherever the soul winning takes them. And at the end of the day, putting those people together in a cell, or forming any kind of cell with those people becomes a challenge. So you are actually on track. And having more than one place that is your catchment, or having more than one, for example, as a person, you can have, maybe you work in a particular building, and you're start building like, okay, I want to sell building, but you also need an estate, and you're thinking, okay, that estate, you can. And that's one of the beautiful things, somewhere I think after COVID, when Pastor says about Rabba, and you kind of open it up, sell ministry up. It's not like just, you can have 10 sales if you want, that's where that's right now. So at the end of the day, and of course, for the sake of posterity, you start to train people in those places so that it also grows from there. They can also take it up from there. But there's nothing wrong. It is when you don't have any catchment at all. You don't have it. You're not strategizing for any particular location. That's the problem. That's what I was addressing. So what you're doing is not wrong. It's in line with what I was saying. It's just that you just have more than one. You have this place. You have this other place. And I also understand what you said with regards to Abuja is not the only place like this. Port Harcourt has that as well. Some major cities like that have in estates and enclosed places. While some other cities are a bit more open, you have more community settings. Even in this Abuja, there's still those community settings as well. It depends on where it is you want to start. If that is where you want to start, you now use the strategy that's needed for that place. But you need to have a strategy and a location. And by the way, like I made reference to the sister that said she was in an image. It doesn't always, your strategy doesn't always, or your location doesn't necessarily have to be, your strategy doesn't just have to focus on one location. You can even, your strategy can be online. It can be broader and not as black and white as you think. But strategy you must have, because when you don't have a strategy, you end up running into challenges quick. Challenges that can really challenge the foundation of yourself. You find some people at the end of the day, they stop being selfless because they just are hardly able to keep it together. When you start off with strategy and that informs your prayers and everything you're doing, you can sustain it. I hope you understood. Thank you. Please, let's speak in tongues.
We are yielded to your will, God. Thank you for calling us. Thank you for calling us. Thank you for calling us.